In the beginning, there was nothing.
We've come to join your little lighting ceremony with some fire of our own.
Please, bring peace to Wishvale.
Hello everyone! Welcome to PSD Channel Game Story, movie style for your busy days. Today we'll witness Octopath Traveler 0, the first JRPG in history to evolve from a mobile gacha into a full console masterpiece. It's a gripping tragedy of wealth, power, and fame that will leave you speechless. We've turned this 100-hour epic into a seamless, cinematic experience just for you. Prologue. The story begins in a small village in the Woodlands region called Wishvale, the entire world of a young boy, the Chosen One. He grows up amidst the love of Fried, his father, who is the head of the town defense unit, and Eucia, his mother, who is a kind-hearted cleric. Fried often trains his son strictly, hoping that one day he will become a strong guardian. By his side are Stia, a carpenter's daughter, and Fen, a sword training partner, close friends who have been inseparable since they can remember. Their peaceful life begins to face turbulence when Laurana, the village priestess, wears a look of heavy anxiety. She needs to hurry to bring the sacred stone, the azure flamestone from the cave, to prepare for the enkindling festival. But Yaya, her grandmother, falls ill suddenly. Out of concern for her friend and her grandmother, Stia suggests that they retrieve the stone instead so Laurana can stay and care for her grandmother closely. The adventure of the best friends succeeds. They bring the stone back with smiles, unaware that that would be the final mission in their innocent lives. The festival night arrives. Blue lights shine brightly throughout the village. Yaya tells legends of the gods to the children with a smile. But then, the tranquility is torn apart. The heavy sound of footsteps from the red-armored army's Scarlet Wings roars thunderously, led by Commander Titos. A giant tyrant. He did not come to join the celebration, but to demand the Ring of the Flamebringer. When Yaya refuses to give the ring, Titos kills the old woman in cold blood right in front of her granddaughter. Chaos erupts immediately. Fried, the protagonist's father, leaps into battle, fighting for his life to protect the villagers and his family. He shouts an order for Fen to take the children and run. No matter how skilled Fried is, when facing Titos, he is merely a human who cannot withstand strength akin to a demon. Titos' sword takes Fried's life amidst screams. Eucia, the protagonist's mother, is killed following him. The Chosen One can only watch the image of his parents lying in a pool of blood through a curtain of tears, before being dragged away by Fen and Stia to escape death from the fire that consumes their hometown until only ashes remain. Fen and Laurana return to rescue victims in ruins of Wishvale, while the Chosen One and Stia are receiving help from Nomos, a mysterious sage, in the final second. Time passes. The Chosen One and Stia decide to return to the ruins of Wishvale again. Stia continues her father's ambition by becoming a carpenter, rebuilding houses from the remaining scraps of wood. The Chosen One goes to find material in the woods and reunites with Fen, who assists him in battles, and learns that Fen becomes a stronger warrior when fighting to protect his friends. Fen parted ways with Laurana after fleeing their destroyed hometown of Wishvale in the past. He now returns to the new Wishvale with the Chosen One to build his own tavern. While the village begins to recover, Nomos appears and gives the divine ring to the Chosen One. He reveals the truth that the entire tragedy was caused by the Masters, 3 individuals who hold the rings of desire. The Chosen One clenches his fist tight. He will not let anyone else suffer loss like him. The journey to reclaim justice begins, with the first target being the Path of Fame. Master of Fame. Theatropolis, the city of arts, looks magnificent and spectacular. But beneath those lights, it is ruled by Auguste. A genius playwright who is praised like a god. However, behind the curtain, he is a demon in human form who tortures and murders his own actors brutally because he believes that death is the most beautiful and realistic art an actor can provide. In the dark alleys of the city, the Chosen One meets Schwartz, a young man who looks emaciated and sorrowful. He recounts with a trembling voice that his wife was lured by Auguste to be killed and used as material for writing a script. The vengeance shining clearly in Schwartz's eyes makes the Chosen One trust him completely. Both agree to cooperate to stop this demon. The deeper they investigate, the more Auguste's perversion becomes apparent. When he hits a creative block, he decides to create a tragedy himself, using those closest to him as tools. The targets are Francesca, his secret mistress, and Mikhail, his own biological son. In the most heart-wrenching scene, Auguste poisoned Mikhail in front of Francesca, who is panicking. He hands a single bottle of antidote to her with a cruel smile. Choose, my love, between the life of your child or the life of me, your lover. Francesca weeps as if her heart is breaking. She hugs her son who is writhing in agony. Her maternal conscience orders her to feed the medicine to her child, but then her eyes change. The infatuation and worship for Auguste holds power over her maternal instinct. Amidst the shock of the Chosen One, Francesca screams and chooses to abandon her child. She swipes the medicine bottle away and runs towards Auguste to protect him. This inhuman decision shatters her mind instantly. She becomes a madwoman who has lost her humanity, attacking the Chosen One recklessly, reflecting just how terrifyingly Auguste can distort and destroy a person's mind.
Now's my chance! Got you!
After passing through the depressing events, the Chosen One and Schwartz storm the Grand Theater to settle the score. On the stage, Auguste stands tall, waiting. The battle proceeds fiercely. The Chosen One and Schwartz cooperate to attack Auguste until finally the insane artist collapses and lies still. Silence covers the theater. The Chosen One pants with relief, thinking the nightmare is over. But suddenly, the sound of applause rings out from behind. Clap, clap, clap. The Chosen One whips around to look at Schwartz, the traveling companion who should be rejoicing in victory. But Schwartz stands clapping slowly with a smile that has changed his demeanor completely, from a sorrowful frown into a twisted, cold, and arrogant smile. Wonderful. What a truly excellent performance. Tears, vengeance, dedication. I can feel it all. Schwartz sheds the outer shell of sorrow, revealing his true self. The body lying dead on the floor is merely a hired actor he employed to play the role. As for Schwartz, he is the real Auguste. The truth slams into the Chosen One hard. All this time, Auguste didn't run anywhere. He disguised himself to be by the Chosen One's side, fighting together solely to direct the Chosen One's life, to follow the Avenger script he wrote so he could consume the drama from the closest distance. Trust, friendship, sympathy, all of it was a play he manipulated. Thank you very much for the exquisite raw materials, Auguste says mockingly, before using the power of the ring to transform his body into a demon of death. The final battle explodes amidst the pain of betrayal.
I beseech thee, grant me my true form.
Second form. What the fuck? Die.
I'll cut you down to size.
Yep. Beat
Be
him.
strong.
That was kind.
When the Chosen One is able to topple Auguste, that demon does not beg for his life, but instead smiles to accept death beautifully. Finally, I am free. After the battle ends, Simeon, a fellow playwright, reveals the pitiful truth that once Auguste, under his original name Schwartz, used to be an ordinary young man who loved his wife very much. But when his wife was murdered, his world collapsed. He tried writing plays to vent his pain, trying to create art from death to fill the void in his heart. Until finally, he himself was consumed by that void, becoming a heartless demon forever. Master of Wealth. The journey leads the Chosen One to Valore, a lawless wilderness town ruled by Herminia. The Witch of Wealth, who believes that money can buy everything. Here, the Chosen One meets Bargello, a young mafia leader with a heart that cherishes his comrades. He wants to reclaim the town of Valore from Herminia, who has turned it into a hell of drugs known as powder. The path to overthrowing the power of money is full of trials. Bargello must face Sonia, a former dear friend who turned her back on her comrades to become Herminia's right-hand woman because she was seduced by the power of money.
No prayers for you.
But at the same time, he meets a new ally, Rosso, the leader of a muscle-bound group that uses powder to enhance their strength. Although Rosso only cared about benefits at first, after clashing with and seeing the heart of Bargello's gangsters, he accepts them and swears to fight together with loyalty. The grand plan begins. The Alliance divides its forces into 4 lines to raid Herminia's businesses simultaneously. But the cunning Herminia knows every move. The truth is revealed when Tommaso and Gaston, leaders of other Alliance groups, betray them, accepting money from Herminia and luring Bargello's brothers to their deaths. The plan collapses. Bargello and Rosso are surrounded in front of the mansion. In the critical situation, Rosso proves his loyalty by volunteering to be a human shield, standing firm to resist the enemy army so Bargello can break through the encirclement to save his younger brother. Despite being seriously injured, Rosso refuses to fall, proving that a man's oath cannot be bought with money. Bargello storms into the hall and finds a heart-piercing sight. Tiziano, his youngest brother, is tied up and tortured to the brink of death. Herminia offers a final proposal for Bargello to kneel and surrender in exchange for Tiziano's life. But Tiziano, whose body is crushed, never betrays his brother. Herminia, running out of patience, kills Tiziano in cold blood right before his eyes. When his most beloved brother's life is stolen, Bargello is free from leverage. There is only one thing your money cannot buy, and that is the trust of my brothers. Bargello shouts through tears before unleashing his vengeful power alongside the Chosen One to battle with Herminia.
It's done!
Okay.
It's over.
We got her items still also.
My ring!
And we steal the actual ring. Now we absorb it. So the main character gonna have like so many
It ends
rings
here,
on his
Lady
hand.
Herminia.
No. You cannot have them. They are mine. All mine.
Wait!
Our job here is done.
What? We're not gonna take care of her?
The battle ends with the defeat of the witch, who until her final moment still hugs her treasures and false dignity, choosing to burn herself to death along with her pile of gold rather than surrender to anyone. She leaves Bargello standing looking at the fire with emptiness. He regained the city. His new friend Rosso survived, but it was exchanged for the life of Sonia, his old friend who went astray, and Tiziano, his beloved brother, who will never return. Master of Power. The final path leads the Chosen One to the city of Emberglow to face the true enemy. Titos, the leader of the Scarlet Wings, the giant man who killed his parents. Titos wants to create an invincible army using the Scarlet Elixir, a drug that grants immense strength. Behind the cruelty is the story of Velnort, a young researcher who bowed his head to serve Titos to protect Rinyu, his blind lover who was taken hostage by Titos. Rinyu secretly learns the truth that she has become a tool, causing her lover's hands to be stained with blood. She decides to tell a big lie, breaking up with Velnort and claiming she will run away to marry a nobleman, so Velnort will give up on her and stop doing evil for her sake. But fate is cruel. While Rinyu is escaping, Jürgen, a jealous colleague, ambushes her and pushes her off a cliff. Jürgen returns to report to Velnort that she is dead, causing Velnort's world to collapse. But in truth, Rinyu is not dead. Her body is found by Dimitri, a young hunter, a descendant of apothecaries. He saves her life and treats her injuries, but Velnort has no way of knowing this truth. Thinking that his lover is dead, Velnort turns sadness into vengeance. He secretly changes the elixir formula to a berserk elixir. On the day of the Grand Cathedral opening, when the army and citizens drink the elixir, they turn into berserk demons who turn their sword against each other and target Titos until the army is destroyed. Titos, furious, kills Jürgen before rushing to attack Velnort until he is near death before Rinryu's eyes.
Strength! Submit to the flame! It's over! It's over. My ring!
And we take it.
Why? I'm a hero!
The Chosen One steps in to block him and successfully settles the score with Tytos. Amidst the ruins, Velnort lies in a pool of blood. He hands the antidote formula to the Chosen One. It is heart-wrenching that he never discovers the truth, that Rinryu is still alive before he passes away. After gathering all 3 rings of desire, the Chosen One meets Sazantos. The King of the Blue Flame, a guardian of the Sacred Order. Sazantos advises taking all 3 rings to perform a sealing ceremony at the Sacred Isle of Orsa for safety. At the Isle of Orsa, the Ring Maidens, led by Pathos and Apathia, begin the ring sealing ceremony. The Chosen One and Sazantos, seeing the situation is orderly, travel back out. But unbeknownst to them, as soon as the heroes turn their backs, Gonska, a mysterious clown, seizes the opportunity to invade. With superior strength, Gonska defeats the remaining Ring Maidens who are alone and steals all 3 rings easily. He proclaims loudly that he will present the rings to the true sovereign before escaping towards the Cliftlands continent. Leaving Sazantos and the Chosen One to rush after him towards the beginning of the Great War in the Master of All chapter. Interlude, Village Redemption. Before the Great War erupts, the Chosen One, Stia, and Fen travel back to Wishvale again and learn that Laurana, the childhood priestess friend who disappeared after the tragedy, fled to become a nun at the city of Flamesgrace to redeem her sins. When they arrive and persuade her to return to help restore the village, Laurana returns with guilt eating away at her heart. Finally, unable to bear it, she decides to confess the most painful truth. It was me. I was the one who destroyed Wishvale. Laurana confesses through tears that on the day the village was burned, Herminia, the Witch of Wealth's men, came asking for clues about the sacred ring. Because Yaya, her grandmother, was seriously ill and needed money for treatment, Laurana agreed to sell the information about the ring's location in exchange for money. Not expecting that information would lead a demon like Tytos to slaughter the village and her best friend's family. This truth shakes everyone's feelings. Laurana is the indirect cause of the Chosen One's parents' deaths. Ashamed, Laurana decides to flee to perform a suicide mission alone. She wants to light the sacred fire Azure Flame at the altar at the end of the village to protect Wishvale from evil, even if it costs her her life. She must face the Azure Wolf, the beast guarding the altar. The Chosen One, Stia, and Fen catch up and see her true determination. They jump in to help fight.
You all came!
Original ผู้ได้ใน
Please, Laurana, let us help you.
The music channel
Now,
ช็อต
I'll
พู
cut
ด
you down.
ช็อต
Looks like we did it.
After defeating the beast and successfully lighting the fire, the Chosen One and villagers choose to forgive Laurana because they understand she did it to help her beloved grandmother and also lost her grandmother in that event. This forgiveness makes Wishvale a complete home once again. Master of all. When the knots in the heart are cleared, Sazantos leads the Chosen One towards the Cliftlands, following the trail of Gonska, who stole the rings. That is the location of the military superpower, the Kingdom of Adoras, ruled by the ambitious king, King Pardis III. Sazantos and the Chosen One request an audience with King Pardis III to investigate. But as soon as they step into the throne room, the ring of the Flamebringer on the Chosen One's finger glows and reacts with the 3 rings worn on Pardis III's fingers. The truth becomes clear that the true sovereign, or the mastermind to whom Gonska presented the rings, is King Pardis III himself. The Tyrant King proclaims that he will use the power of the rings to unite the land of Orsterra into one under the rule of Adoras. In this battle, Sazantos is summoned back by the church, so he cannot help the Chosen One continue. The Chosen One must find a way to reclaim the rings on his own. In the shadows of the royal court, there is still a flickering light. The Chosen One meets Princess Elrica. The first princess who is strong and skilled in combat. And Princess Alone. The second princess who is gentle and peace-loving. Elrica is about to enter a wedding ceremony with General Mahrez, the Lion of Adoras, a loyal general and a hero in the hearts of the people. The pair is the only hope to balance the madness of Pardis III. But King Pardis III sees Mahrez as a thorn in his side because the people love Mahrez more than the king. He thus begins an evil plan. Pardis III orders Mahrez to lead an army to battle at Geist Canyon and pretends that he will personally go to observe the battle. On the battlefield, Mahrez fights with his life to protect the king and successfully brings victory to Adoras, unaware that this victory is his own grave. After the battle ends, King Pardis III summons Mahrez for a private audience in the rest tent with the Chosen One, who joined the army temporarily, witnessing the event. Instead of receiving praise, Pardis III draws his sword and stabs Mahrez until he dies in cold blood, immediately framing, "That wanderer, the Chosen One, is the assassin! He conspired with Mahrez to commit treason!" The death of Mahrez shocks the entire kingdom. Princess Elrica, heartbroken from losing her lover, knows immediately that this is her own father's doing. She receives help from Lebrant, a close retainer, to secretly smuggle the Chosen One out of the dungeon. Elrica decides that she will not let her father destroy the kingdom any further, even if it means being branded as an ungrateful daughter. A civil war between father and daughter is about to explode, and this is the beginning of the greatest tragedy in the history of Orsterra. After the assassination of General Mahrez, Princess Elrica decides to abandon her title. She disguises herself as a wandering swordswoman named El and flees the kingdom with the Chosen One, aided by Lebrant, a loyal retainer. During their escape, they meet Charles, a young traveler who seems like a hedonist but possesses extraordinary sword skills. He volunteers to join them because he shares the same goal: stop the war. The three uncover that King Pardis III is not stopping at Adoras, but is planning to assassinate King Solon. The wise king of the kingdom of Altinia, to pave the way for conquering the entire continent. At a leadership summit in the city of Sunshade, Pardis' soldiers launch an attack intending to take Solon's life. But El and the Chosen One successfully protect King Solon in time. This event earns Elrica, in the guise of El, Solon's trust, forming a secret alliance to oppose her own father. When the assassination plan fails, Pardis III declares full-scale war. The mighty army of Adoras moves to invade Altinia, using the Valley of Death as a shortcut. Elrica knows that if the main army passes through, Altinia will fall. She decides to lead a special unit to attack and cut off the enemy's strength. There, she must face General Krauser, the vice-general who was once the close subordinate of her lover, Mares.
I think he died already. Okay. Finally he down. For good.
The battle is fierce. Krauser recognizes the sword style immediately. Elrica is forced to reveal her true identity amidst the battlefield, shocking soldiers on both sides. She breaks through to King Pardis III's tent to end this with her own hands. Father and daughter clash with swords and ideologies.
How could my blood run through the veins of such a damn fool? Your very birth was a mistake. Wretched,
What if he die of old age?
now suffer and die. Die like the wench who brought you into this world.
I will not submit. For all that I must protect. I am Elrica of Adoras. And I will deliver my people from their wicked king.
Yeah,
I swear
he just
on
killed
my
off all
mother's
of his
precious
bloodline,
ribbon.
basically.
I will defeat you!
Know your place.
However, with the strength and power of the rings, Pardis III defeats his daughter. Elrica is defeated and arrested on charges of treason. The news of Elrica's arrest breaks the heart of Princess Alaune, the gentle younger sister. She does not believe her sister is a traitor. Alaune requests the Chosen One to ask for help from Pontiff Julius, the head of the Sacred Order, to convene the Council of Kings to try Pardis III's crimes. At the meeting, King Solon tries to present evidence of Pardis's cruelty. But with political cunning and dark influence, Pardis III twists the situation to clear himself and frames Elrica as the cause of the entire war. And then, the darkest day of Orsterra arrives. King Pardis III orders Elrica to be brought to the execution grounds in front of the castle to make an example of her. Alaune cries as if her heart is breaking, begging her father to spare her sister's life. The Chosen One tries to storm in to help, but is blocked by hundreds of soldiers. On the scaffold, Elrica looks up at her sister and the Chosen One for the last time. She gives a faint smile as if to say, "Be strong," before the blade strikes down. Slash! The head of the brave warrior princess falls to the ground amidst Alaune's screams. Elrica's blood flows, staining the stone floor red. King Pardis III looks at his daughter's corpse with cold eyes, proclaiming that this is the end for those who dare to oppose his power. Elrica's death does not shatter Alaune as Pardis thought. Instead, it forges her fragile heart into steel. Alaune wipes her tears and stands up. Her eyes change. She is no longer the weak princess, but a queen who will carry on her sister's resolve. As Alaune and the Chosen One are about to flee the city, General Krauser steps in to block their path. But instead of arresting them, he lowers his spear and opens the way. Go before I change my mind. Krauser, who had faith in Mares and Elrica, chooses to betray his duty to uphold what is right. Alaune and the Chosen One flee to regroup with Charles at the seaside. In the moment of despair, Charles reveals a long-hidden truth. He sheds the guise of the hedonistic traveler, revealing the royal armor hidden underneath. In truth, he is Prince Richard. The heir to the kingdom of Riven who went missing. Richard declares that he will lead the Riven army to join Alaune and King Solon, founding the Alliance of Orsterra, to overthrow King Pardis III. The final war explodes. The Alliance army storms Adoras' castle. The Chosen One and Alaune break into the throne room. Pardis III, driven to madness, uses the power of all three rings to transform his body into a terrifying giant demon. The battle deciding the fate of the world proceeds fiercely.
Yet.
You like this?
Yep.
Be strong!
Some of the character not full HP, but should be okay. Finally, got it done.
It is not over. Oh, four
Wait.
divine rings!
Don't tell me it's third fate.
I give unto you my soul.
Oh shit! I shouldn't.
Let me.
If I know, I wouldn't spend our ultimate. What the? But now for sure, I can rest now.
Father.
Alaune uses her magic power to support the Chosen One until finally they shatter the demon's armor and take the tyrant's life.
I am. Who am I?
When Pardis III breathes his last breath, all the rings fall out and come into the Chosen One's possession. Alaune stands looking at the body of her father. She declares before all the soldiers the era of fear has ended. Alaune ascends the throne as Queen of Adoras and decides to sign a peace treaty with Richard, King of Riven, and Solon, King of Altinia, bringing peace back to the land, even though it cost the lives of those she loved most. After the battle with King Pardis III, the Chosen One gathers the Rings of Desire back. Sazantos guides them to the sacred Isle of Orsa to have the Ring Maidens perform the sealing ceremony again. The ritual proceeds only halfway. 4 rings are successfully sealed. This time, there are not just 2 sealers, but the 5 fingers of Ring Maidens are present together, promising that they will not be easily invaded like before. But just as everyone thinks true peace is coming, a giant shadow from the western continent is moving in, and it will turn the day of hope into a day of bloodshed. Bestower of Power. In the throne room of Adoras Castle, the atmosphere is full of joy. The 3 leaders of Orsterra, Queen Alaune of Adoras, King Richard of Riven, and King Solon of Altinia, gather to sign a permanent peace treaty to end all conflicts. But just as the pen is about to touch the paper, a group of foreign soldiers in strange armor storms in, led by an envoy from Groha, a warrior empire from the west. The envoy throws a blood-stained pottery onto the center of the negotiation table. When the lid is opened, Everyone is stunned to find that it is the head of Chief Kansas, the leader of the barbarian tribe of the Sunlands, horribly severed. The envoy proclaims loudly that Empress Tatloch, the Empress of Groha, wants all the rings on the Isle of Orsa and declares war on any kingdom that stands in her way. A new war explodes. Tatloch possessing a new ring of power, holds superhuman strength. She leads an army to rapidly seize the kingdom of Danescu, Richard's ally. Her cruelty knows no bounds. She brutally murders King Dudek, a friendly king. To intimidate the allies, she orders Dudek's corpse to be dismembered, sending the right arm to the kingdom of Wold, the left arm to Riven, and the other parts scattered across the continent to proclaim that anyone who thinks of resisting will meet this end. The Alliance army is at a severe disadvantage. Alaune realizes that land forces alone cannot resist. She decides to travel to Grandport, a great port of power, to ask for help from Lord Eltrix, the noble who rules the city and is her biological aunt. Eltrix used to hold a grudge against Adoras for causing her sister's death, Alaune's mother. But upon seeing the determined eyes of her niece, who bows her head to beg in order to protect the people, Eltrix agrees to abandon her pride and leads her fleet to join the war. The Groha army does not wait. Pelagia, Tatloch's trusted general, leads an army to attack Grandport, hoping to cut off the naval power. In the crisis where the city is burning and Pelagia disguises herself as Eltrix to assassinate Alaune, General Krauser, the former general of Adoras, who once was Alaune's enemy, appears. He uses his massive body to block and stop Pelagia in time. Krauser chooses to fight to the death to redeem his past sins and protect the new queen. The fate-deciding battle takes place amidst the raging sea. The battle intensifies. Lebrant, the loyal retainer who has stood by Alaune all along, sacrifices his life to open the way for the Chosen One and Alaune to reach Pelagia and defeat her in the end. Lebrant's sacrifice becomes the final push that makes Alaune strong. She wipes her tears and heads towards the Empress's flagship. Alaune confronts Tatloch, who adheres to the belief that power is righteousness. But Alaune retorts with the resolve that power without a heart is a demon. Even though Tatloch uses the ring's power to transform into a terrifying monster,
The break.
Fire! Class is over.
Well played. Now kill me.
she is defeated by the power of unity. In the end, Alaune chooses not to execute Tatloch despite the crowd's demands, but arrests her to enter the justice process, proving that the new era will not be driven by revenge anymore. Bestower of Wealth. 1 year passes. In the city of Valore, the ruler, Bargello, still visits the grave of Tiziano, his younger brother who sacrificed his life in the war against the witch Herminia. Although the city prospers, the emptiness in his heart remains. The peace is destroyed when serial murders occur. The victims are all new millionaires killed brutally, with the killer leaving the alias, the Have-Not. The situation escalates when the Have-Not incites the poor to rise up, burn the city, and kill the rich. Valore turns into a sea of fire, fueled by class hatred. Bargello tries to stop them, but is attacked by the frenzied mob. Bargello investigates until he finds the mastermind hiding in an abandoned mansion. A masked man standing amidst a pile of corpses. When he takes off the mask, Bargello falls to his knees. That face is Tiziano, the brother he buried with his own hands. Tiziano reintroduces himself as Oscar. He did not die that day but survived with a twisted truth. Oscar reveals his origin. He is the son of the Husseinov family, a gold merchant family. His father gave him the Ring of Wealth before being betrayed by fellow rich people until the family collapsed. The terrible experiences in his past and while living with Herminia forged his belief that wealth is the root of evil. The two brothers who loved each other most must stand on opposite sides. Bargello tries to reason with him. "Come home, brother. We can build a new family." But Oscar shakes his head. "My home was burned down since that day, brother. This world must be reset. All rich people must die." Oscar leads Bargello to the Eternal Quicksand, a golden desert hiding his family's secret treasure, and uses the power of the Ring of Wealth, which he secretly kept and was the one who gave it to Herminia initially, to fight his brother with tears.
Go town.
You can't fool me. You've got a whiff of it, haven't you? Of my vast wealth. You desire this gold for yourself, don't you? So that your little family can grow to immense proportions. Out with it already, Bargello. Show your true intention!
You're wrong. The only thing I intend to do is change your mind.
You want to change.
Need your music. Hey, the backstage. Please play the music.
I'll rip your wool off for all to see! You hear me, Bargello? My blade shall never bend!
The battle between the brothers is fierce. Bargello is forced to stop his brother to protect the city. In his final moments, Bargello hugs his brother's lifeless body tightly, crying out without shame. He protected the city again, but lost his own heart for the second time. Bargello floats Oscar's body along the golden sands, sending his brother to eternal rest, closing the legend of the bestower of wealth with a man's tears. Bestower of fame. While the outside world is in turmoil with war, a silent danger, far more terrifying, is forming within the Order of the Sacred Flame. When serial murders of high priests occur, Pontiff Julius assigns Sazantos and the Chosen One to investigate the truth. Traces point to the Black Scarlet group, former subordinates of Titos, who have been revived. But the shocking fact is that their leader is not a soldier, but an insider of the church itself. The truth is revealed when Fina, a modest woman who often appears as a research assistant, reveals her true colors as Serafina. Bestower of fame, the mastermind behind all the chaos. She is a descendant of Solomon, the sage who wrote the forbidden tome that once caused the kingdom's collapse in the past. Serafina holds a complex about her ancestors' failure, so she is ambitious to do what no human has ever done: ascend to godhood. To do that, she needs two things: the first flame and divine blood. Her target is Renew, the blind girl who survived the tragedy of Emberglow. The shocking truth is that Renu is an illegitimate child of the Crossford family, possessing the divine bloodline, which actually refers to the bloodline of the wicked god Galdera, the final boss of the first Octopath Traveler. Serafina abducts Renu to the Forbidden Temple beneath the volcano to use as a sacrifice. Sazantos and the Chosen Ones storm in to stop the ritual.
No ultimate combo.
May the signal war!
Here, die by the light. Even though I already being someone who can clear.
Impossible! 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 Impossible!
Mission impossible.
I was a god! A god! So why?
Serafina uses the dark flame to attack madly, but Sazantos uses the sacred blue flame to protect everyone. In the crisis, Black the immortal witch appears from Serafina's body. She used this body to recuperate and tries to use Renu's body to awaken the wicked god Galdera.
I call upon Brand! Over!
Finally, what a horrid flame.
What?
So-called Flame Guard. I will consign you to oblivion, along with that false blood of yours.
Dark God, clad in the dark flame. My flame will never die, no matter how many times it is engulfed in darkness! Not until all greed is banished from this world!
Raw.
Made the flame light my path.
I leave the rest to you. Walk with the flame.
So she break that 99 shield by himself.
But with the power of the Chosen Ones and Sazantos' determination, they successfully drive Black away and defeat Serafina. Serafina passes away in defeat, acknowledging that a human with a strong heart is worth more than a false god. But this victory leaves a deep crack in Sazantos' heart. He has experienced the darkest depths of the human mind through Serafina and begins to question, does a world full of greed like this truly deserve saving? Bestower of all. When all the rings are gathered, Sazantos summons the Chosen One to the Isle of Orsa to perform the final sealing ceremony. There they meet Finis, the All-Father of the 12 gods in the world of Octopath Traveler. Finis reveals that he is the creator of the 8 rings because the rings can revive Orsa, his wife, who gave birth to this world. But to wake her up, it requires sacrificing this world. He thus gave the rings as a test, which most humans failed due to greed, disappointing him greatly. However, after seeing the journey of the Chosen One from beginning to end in the guise of Nomos, the Ring Giver, he trusts humans and intends to save the world by destroying all 8 rings so they will not disturb the minds of humans again. Suddenly, an unexpected event occurs. Signa, one of the ring maidens guarding the island, betrays her own sisters. She sacrifices the lives of the other maidens to grant the accursed flame to a man. That man is Sazantos. Sazantos reveals his true identity. He has not just lost faith, but he wants to reset this world. He believes that as long as humans have desire, suffering will never end. He will use the power of the rings and the accursed flame to destroy the old world and create a new world without minds or hearts. Sazantos kills Finis and seizes all the rings, except for the one ring that remains loyal to the Chosen One. Sazantos uses the power to open the gate of Finis, Gate of Hell, and walks into the darkness to draw power from the afterlife to destroy the world. The opening of the gate causes dead souls and shadow towns to rise onto the human world. The Alliance heroes have no choice but to invade Hell to stop him. The Chosen One and his companions storm into the land of death. What awaits them are the most painful reflections. Sazantos and Signa use power to revive the people they loved into undead slaves to fight them. General Mares, the kingdom's strongest former general, is revived by Signa in a frenzied state to use as a pawn. Bargello suffers another heartbreak when he is pulled into the Valore of death and must fight Sonia, his dear friend who had already died. To make matters worse, Signa uses power to transform Sonia into a vicious demon. Bargello is forced to kill his best friend for the second time through tears to liberate her soul. Most painful of all is Queen Alaune. She must face the soul of her sister, Princess Elrica, whom Sazantos has awakened. Elrica, in the undead form, tries to resist the control and shouts for her sister to run away, but Signa forces her to attack. Alaune must hold back tears and fight the sister she loves most. With the power of memory and love, Alaune successfully cleanses the curse and liberates Elrica's soul to rest in peace, a complete final farewell. Meanwhile, Rinyu, who survived, decides to sneak down into Hell behind the Chosen One's group. Not to fight, but to find the soul of Valnorte, the lover who died without hearing her true feelings. She hopes only to tell the truth and embrace him for the last time, even in the afterlife. After successfully liberating the souls of Elrica and Lebrant, the heroes regroup at Adoras. But the situation worsens. Rondo notices that the more soldiers die in the war, the stronger Sazantos' power becomes. He proposes a plan to invade the source in Hell through the Gate of Finis, hidden in the Valley of Death. But before that, Rondo needs to perform the ceremony to receive the blue flame to be able to open the gate. The Alliance army, led by Richard, the Chosen One, Rondo, Bargello, and Empress Tatloch, who was released to help fight, forms the strongest human team. In the world of death, they encounter the city of Hornburg, the city guarding the Gate of Finis that perished long ago. Inside, they find the souls of King Alfred of Hornburg and Sonzen, the legendary former flame guard possessing the strongest flame power in history. They have been the guardians of the Gate of Finis and the rings for generations. Sonzen tells the truth that every generation of Flame Guard, including him, often lost to greed when possessing the ring, falling into darkness. He thus wants to test the newcomers with trials of the sacred flame to prove if the Chosen One and Rondo's minds are strong enough to open the inner gate. The Chosen One and Rondo are pulled into the arena and forced to fight each other. Rondo recalls his past as an orphan, protected by Sazantos, holding Sazantos as a role model.
Hold forward! Triple strike!
The moment's has... It's still
Why? Why would you make me do this?
Knight who seeks power, there is something you lack. That is resolve.
Resolve?
To follow the flame requires the resolve to overcome every desire. The will to reject all else for the sake of the path you believe in.
Sacred light!
My blade knows no mercy.
The leading man! A song of cascading light!
Finally.
What is the matter,
I
Knight
hope
who
there's
seeks
no more.
power?
Damn, no more.
Do you not desire my flame?
He's almost died. What the? Still?
I just can't do it. I can't kill someone precious to me.
Is that your resolve?
I don't need power like that. The blue flame is my soul, my guardian!
Rondo desires the blue flame power greatly, but the blue flame power demands killing the Chosen One to be accepted. In the deciding second, Rondo chooses to abandon his blue flame power instead of turning his sword against his comrade. This selfless act allows him to pass the trial and successfully awaken the true blue flame, purer than ever before. The final trial is fighting Sonzan.
Give up yet? Let
Upon winning, King Alfred reveals the secret that the true gate of Finis is hidden at the ruins of the final battle of Hornburg. Sonzan entrusts Rondo to help stop and cleanse the dark flame in Sazantos' heart before fading away. Meanwhile, Signa reports to Sazantos that the enemy is approaching him. The Alliance army, led by Queen Alaune, fights through the swarm of monsters to reach the deepest part. Sazantos, waiting there, summons the souls of the three great masters who have received increased dark power to obstruct them, starting with Tytos, the Tyrant of Power. When Tytos is defeated, Sazantos refuses to give up. He summons the soul of Valnorte and orders him to kill Tytos to vent his vengeance and increase dark power. But suddenly, Rinyu, who traveled down with them, runs in to block the path. She decides to do something no one expects. She uses the same knife that Valnorte used to hurt her to stab back into his body. Not out of vengeance, but out of love. She hopes that death will allow her soul to be bound and live with him forever in the void. We will be together forever.
Please don't die.
Or sad. The hatred in Valnorte's heart dissolves immediately upon sensing her love. The two embrace and fade away into the void, closing the tragedy of love with a beautiful sacrifice. Sazantos remarks that souls dying in hell will be in the void. Additionally, the heroes must face the souls of Herminia and Auguste, who have been reawakened. The battle proceeds fiercely to liberate these evil souls back to death permanently. When the final defense line collapses, the Chosen One storms in to confront Sazantos along with Signa.
A chorus to shake both heaven and earth! Final act. So the tragedy is...
In this battle, the Chosen One's forces hold the advantage. Signa decides to sacrifice her own life to replace the final ring, completing the set of 8 so Sazantos can awaken Orsa. Rondo tries to interfere but fails, and he is also stripped of the blue flame power he just received, which is absorbed into Sazantos. When Orsa wakes up, the entire world begins to reset, just as Finis had foretold. The Chosen One wakes up to find the other heroes gone. He finds himself back in Wishvale and hears from Stia that Queen Alaune is pregnant with King Richard's child and is near birth, and Orsterra has signed a truce with Groha. Leaders of various kingdoms come to congratulate them, but no one remembers the name of the Chosen One or Sazantos at all. To find the answer, the Chosen One goes to the Blue Flame altar and hears the voice of the god Alfred, the god who once led the 12 gods to imprison Galdera and is the patron god of the ring the Chosen One wears. He tells the story through the reflecting pool, a place that shows the memories of the Flame Guard, which is now the Chosen One. He sees Sazantos' memory. Sazantos grew up as a flame guard but discovered a book in the basement stating that the first pontiff, named Oedipus, wanted to create a sacred flame by human hands. This desire was passed down in the church from generation to generation. Secret experiments were conducted to grant the sacred flame to those without talent to ensure the stability of power after Sonzin died without a successor. The Crossford bloodline, descendants of Gracia, was confirmed to possess the Flame's gift, so they were established as flame guards, and the Cathedral of Ash was built to accommodate them. But the experiment failed because he did not have the true gift. He used a lanthorn, but night still came. The experiments failed continuously until they reached Faramay. Sazantos' mother. Faramay was subjected to brutal testing and forced crossbreeding in the Cathedral of Ash to create the next generation. But only one child out of 4 received the gift, Sazantos. The rest were recorded as having been disposed of, ending with Faramay's death. The church covered up the news to maintain power and reputation. Sazantos gathered the rings back for the church as ordered because he still had faith in the church. But it was changed when he clashed with Serafina's Black Flame, causing Sazantos to return to settle the score with his father. He thought Cardinal Telegraph, his father, lied to preserve the center of power. Sazantos understood that the Blue Flame, representing the benevolent heart of humanity, did not exist. And his father also had a blue flame weapon, a fake lanthorn to protect himself. Sazantos, viewing his mother's fire as too gentle, chose to use the black flame to kill his own father instead.
Learned nothing. Mother, do you not wish for me to incinerate this filth? Yes, of course. You are too pure for that. Nonetheless!
That flame!
The accursed flame. The flame that will cleanse you of your sins and purge all evil from this world. I call upon thee, my dark flame. Engulf all that lies before you!
He thus used the black flame to burn all the clerics, including the church. After learning the story, the Chosen One ascends to heaven to confront Sazantos. But he finds Wishvale, where everyone lives together peacefully without greed. Sazantos says this is the ideal paradise the Chosen One desired when humans are without desire. Sazantos wants to persuade everyone to change their minds and stay here forever. The Chosen One knows the souls here are bound by Sazantos' power. He thus awakens the other heroes with the power of the ring and engages in battle with Sazantos, who now possesses both the blue flame and the black flame.
This is the end.
Amplify Sephiroth.
I will relieve you
Yep,
of
Sibu.
your desire.
Sepha, Sephiroth.
Heat magic!
Happy.
When defeated, Sazantos merges with Orsa to become Sazantos. To fight the Chosen One again.
God,
I call upon Aber!
what do I steal? Oh, my
Still you resist me? Are you truly that desperate to protect it?
He become Dedem now. Look like.
That world mired in greed. No. The path I have chosen is not wrong. Cannot be wrong. Nay. No other path exists.
After the defeat, Sazantos is absorbed by something. The Chosen One follows the light into a childhood memory. Faramay lets Sazantos touch a baby who is his younger brother. When Sazantos sees the Chosen One walking out, he invites him to stay at Faramay's house together forever as his brother. Sazantos is tethered to the illusionary dimension with his mother and brother, refusing to go outside. But the Chosen One maintains his senses and chooses to walk away, discovering the external reality. The power of the rings, controlled by human greed which acts like an evil spirit controlling Sazantos' mindless body, has become a demon named Bestower of All, fighting the party again.
Nope!
Such fury!
Way.
What the heck? He actually standing.
Remember, you can become anyone. You can go anywhere. As long as there is a flicker of hope in your heart. No matter where you go, or what pain and sadness you face.
During the battle, his mother's voice awakens the blue flame within the Chosen One, allowing him to achieve victory.
Heat magic! Vomit!
Yeah, 1 meal until indeed, no break. Your SP is just 1 meal.
When defeated, the Chosen One realizes that the voice he heard throughout the journey was Faramay's, his mother, who used the power of the sacred flame to help him escape the Order. The Chosen One is Faramay's other son. In the ending, Faramaya thanks the Chosen One for saving her and Sazantos, then takes Sazantos to stay with her. On Orsterra, Alaune gives birth to a son named Elman. A celebration is held at Cragspear. The heroes gather to congratulate them. Alaune hopes Elman will be a traveler who is unbound because she believes in humanity. This is how the normal ending concludes. True ending. The true ending occurs after the Chosen One reads Faramay's diary, which states she managed to save 2 other children. One went to the Sacred Island, The other was entrusted to a knight, Ardante. It is expected that these are the Chosen One and Signa. This is why Signa's soul could replace Alfred's ring at the Blue Flame altar.
Okay.
The Chosen One tests his strength against Alfred. Until he wins and receives Alfred's flame. This time, the Chosen One sacrifices all the ring's power to entirely clear the illusions of the baby, Faramea, and Sazantos, who wants to stay in the illusion, forcing Sazantos to appear in the real world again. Both are in heaven and must face Galdera, the regular final boss of Octopath Traveler, because Alfred's ring, which functioned to imprison Galdera, has shattered from being drained of its power. Galdera seizes all of Orsa's power, transforming into Galdera. He wants to devour all life. All 37 heroes, including Sazantos, join the brawl to fight together.
Power so easily.
You're bad for business, you know?
The flame passes.
Fire! Ice!
My blade thirsts for blood!
Spirits of the wicked, lend me your strength! Thou hast confidence. This isn't...
A chorus to shake both heaven and earth!
Is if enemy keep regen the shield, right?
Destroy all! This'll hurt!
Trick.
Now what? That's the spot! I'll show you! For that which I must protect.
I'm in still fun!
Heat magic! Vomit!
The storm comes.
I call upon the...
The gods protect us! I am the rightful ruler of the continent.
Like, help problem.
This is for you!
Path! Thunder! Echo throughout! Quite effective! In Alfred's name, I can still... No need to hold back.
Thank you. Friend! My greatest experiment yet! I'll take a closer look. You're feeling weak.
Payback!
So it's like you have to sacrifice them. To do them.
Give it my all!
Much obliged.
I appreciate it. I'm with you. Protect.
You who think yourself strong, let us put an end to everything!
Meteor. Dark.
Thus does my story end.
But I know this is probably that event again, but... The romanship combo.
Even in the worst of times, there is always hope. Let us begin. Time to push back!
Ultimate technique in this dark warfare.
Walk with the
PST,
flame.
walk with the flame.
When the Chosen One is about to lose, Sazantos combines his blue flame with the Chosen One, attacking Galdera and sealing him in the bottomless abyss once again. The world returns to peace, but the dead cannot return. King Solon and Lord Eltrix rule their kingdoms. Empress Tatloch wants to conquer new continents, but stops draining people's power, because she desires only Bargello, forcing Bargello to increase patrols. Valore becomes a city of sharing. Rondo now serves in Sazantos' place and wants to use the blue flame to do good deeds to remind Sazantos to believe in the blue flame just as he once believed. As for the Chosen One, he returns to meet Stia at Wishvale safely. He still believes in the blue flame. Even though he had to lose some things, life must go on. After saying goodbye to everyone, the Chosen One decides to set out on a journey again. Traveling to a remote island where Sazantos stands watching from the cliff alone. Did you enjoy the story? If this inspires you to pick up the game and dive in, amazing! And if you're still deciding, or time and budget are tight, that's exactly why PST exists. We'll bring you the complete story told like a movie, so you can feel the adventure as if you played it yourself. No pressure, no missing out, just the heart of the game when you need it. Seek the story, watch PST. Let me know in the comments below. Your feedback is warmly welcomed and truly shapes what comes next. Thanks for watching!